seen our featured speaker on ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox TV shows all across America. She's a compassionate upper cervical chiropractor, educator, motivational speaker, and mother of 3 kids who've never taken any pharmaceutical medications. Please welcome the founder of Upper Cervical Wellness Center and the best-selling author of Learning How to Breathe, Dr. Corinne Weaver. Have fun.
I'm 10 years old riding my brand new pink bicycle. All of a sudden, a horsefly lands on my shoulder. I reach over to knock it off and I go flying over the handlebars. I wake up, I'm in the hospital, missing my front tooth, and I can't breathe. That day changed my life forever, and I became known as the hypersensitive kid. What that means is, basically, my parents had to put me in a plastic room. I could not go outside because every time I would go outside, I would have an asthma attack. So my parents would rush me back and forth to the ER, and I was living on breathing machines morning and night. I thought this is the way I had to live. Then one day, my wonderful Amazon John Easterling, my uncle, came from the Amazon rainforest, and he brought these wonderful herbs, and he would come into my kitchen, and he would make these teas, and I would take a kitchen towel and put it over the tea and smell the tea, and those teas made me feel better. And as a small kid, I knew that those teas could help me get better versus those nasty breathing machines I was living on. Fast forward a few years later, and my same uncle who was visiting now his wife, Olivia Newton-John, yes, he was going to visit her, and he got in a really bad car accident. Here I am, my favorite uncle, hurt in tons of pain, fractured his spine. I went to go visit him. I was 16 years old, but my heart came out to him because he was so much pain laying on the couch. I felt empowered to help him, to lay my hands on him and work on his spine. I was 16. I didn't know what I was doing. But he fell asleep and he woke up and he had no pain. He woke up and he said, "Corinne, you have healing hands. You need to use those hands and become a chiropractor." What in the world is a chiropractor? I started learning the philosophy that our bodies can heal. And I'm like, well, why am I depending on so much medication every day? We tell our kids not to take drugs, but I'm on tons of drugs every single day. What in the world to do? The philosophy of chiropractic is our body can heal. And I fell in love with that philosophy. I jumped in chiropractic school, and at age 21, I got my first upper cervical adjustment, which means basically from that bike accident, my head was crooked. They got the head back on straight, and the first time in 11 years, I was able to breathe. Wow, that changed my life forever, and I dedicated my kids. Like you said, I wanted my kids not to have any drugs like I was raised. So I dedicated my whole life to teach them how they did not need medication. So now I empower parents. I just finished my second book called No More Meds. And I empower parents, become super parents, so they can have healthy children and not depend on medication all the time. And I tell all my patients, just like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz had all the power inside her to get home, we had that same power inside us to heal any ailment with our breath.
Great job.